Thank you so much, Chief Guest, and you're much welcome to this session. Na tupate wimbo wa taifa. National anthem, please. Thank you. The East African National Anthem.
Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you so much. And before we sit down, I will invite Engineer Purity to give us an opening prayer, and then we shall take our seats.
Let's trust and believe. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, we bow before you this morning, O Lord, with our hearts full of thanksgiving, God, for all that you've done for us and for this wonderful step you've given unto us for the launch of the road design manuals, O Lord. We thank you for the team that was working towards this review of the manuals, and we thank you, Lord, for the planning and the reviews till this time, O Lord Jesus Christ. We pray that, Father, you continue to guide us towards having safer roads and efficiently working roads, O Lord, in our country. And Lord, we pray as we begin this launch, you shall guide us, you shall be with us till the end of the ceremony, O God. And it is in the name of Jesus we do pray and believe. Amen.
Thank you so much. We may have our seats. Chief Guest, we are honored to have you this day, and the day of making history on the launch of the road design manual. We are going to be running a very short program. I will be taking the first opportunity to invite two speakers who will be giving us a picture into the road design manual. With us here, we do have several stakeholders drawn from the industry, from the ministry, from regulators, from roads agencies, from the private sector, consultants. We have the Institution of Engineers, Association of Consulting Engineers, Transporters Association, individual consultants. We have the consultants who put this manual together. We do have the technical task force with us. We have the technical administrators for the manual. And we have other stakeholders who are joining us online from all over the country, and other stakeholders are joining us across the borders. We also have our development partners, part of them who have supported this program, and others who have been supporting the ministry in other endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Guest, allow me now to invite the consultant for the manual. We do have Engineer Karanja, who will be speaking on behalf of the consultant, who is TRL United Kingdom. Transport Research Laboratories Limited, United Kingdom, will be represented by Engineer Karanja. Please come on board. Speak to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our chief guest, Honorable Davis Chirchir, EGH, CS Roads and Transport, Engineer James Mbugwa, CBS, our PS, Engineer Kugu, Kongo Ndungu, MBS, Director General Kenha, Engineer Joachim Barwa, Chief Materials and Technical Administrator, Engineer David Maganda, our TTF Chair, fellow engineers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Joseph Karanja, a consulting hydrologist, a team member from the consultant TRL, UK and Norken local counterparts. On behalf of our team leader, Charles Boboto, who is not here with us today because of some logistics, I will say a few words on behalf of the team responsible for the manuals. We'd like to thank We would like to thank Kenyan government through the Ministry of Roads and Transport, the members of the TTF, our fellow engineering fraternity, various government agencies, institutions, and universities that fully participated in the several stakeholder processes in the delivering of these manuals. We would also want to thank our funders, the African Development Bank. It has been a thorough process to get to this point. These documents are designed for use by our road engineers, our road practitioners. Let's use them and utilize them for our road projects infrastructure in our country. Manuals, sir, are living documents. And as knowledge expands, they should be updated to incorporate this. We believe that a program of training will be put in place and during the process of the implementation of the manuals while they are still fresh. It is equally important to complete some of the complementary manuals that are covering the rest of the life cycles. These include the planning part, construction, monitoring, and evaluation for road completed projects. And with those remarks, I must say thank you very much on behalf of the consultant. I want to say thank you for the opportunity given to us to deliver this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Engineer Karanja. On behalf of TRL, Chief Guest, allow me now to invite the Chairman of the Technical Task Force. When you wanted to deliver this document, you appointed a technical task force that was gazetted, led by Chairman Engineer David Maganda. Engineer Maganda, karibu sana to give your remarks.
Good morning. The Minister for Transport and Roads, the PS, and all protocol observed. It is a great day to witness the launching of the second generation of road design manuals in Kenya since independence. And this journey has been long. It has gone through various donors and various agencies, and it is now, the journey is about 20 years. We have design manuals that have never seen the day. The lessons learned during this process included gaps in the TOR, which hindered the project's life cycle approach, which is ideal for a design manual. As has been said by Charles Bopoto, the project life cycle approach is ideal to have a meaningful design manual, from planning to monitoring and evaluation, the life cycle of a project. However, it must be appreciated that the products of the study represent a significant milestone in addressing shortcomings in design, construction, and maintenance of roads in Kenya. It is the hope of stakeholders that another study will be in the offing to address the project cycle to produce a comprehensive road design manual. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the stakeholders who are instrumental in the public participation in the process, the technical administrators, the technical task force members, the TRL, the project consultants, whose contributions made it possible to develop the product we are launching today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman Engineer Maganda, and for your contribution to this process. Chief guest, when this program began, it was led from your ministry, of course, providing leadership. And there was a national steering committee chaired by the Principal Secretary, Engineer Joseph Mbukwa. The steering committee was drawing membership of agencies that are working under him. And then we had the technical administrators, the chief engineer materials and the chief engineer roads. And we had the technical task force led by Engineer Maganda, who has just left here. We had the coordination team under Kenya National Highways Authority led by Engineer Kumundungu and Engineer Njuguna Gatitu. We had the secretariat at the State Department of Roads. And then we had the researchers, and all of them have worked together to deliver this. Now it's my great honor to invite the technical administrator, who is Chief Engineer Materials, Engineer Joachim Mbarwa, to take over from this moment and lead us for the next session up to the final speech by the chief guest. Welcome, Engineer Mbarwa.
Chief guest, our cabinet secretary. Okay, our chief guest, cabinet secretary for roads and transport. Please allow me to write on the established protocols for the sake of time. As the MC has just said, I'll start by thanking the two presenters who have just talked, the consultant and the consultant and the TTF chairman and all members of the TTF. Before I continue, I'll ask Kena, DG, Engineer Ndongu, who has been coordinating this exercise, to briefly talk on behalf of the coordinating team and the DGs. But just before he comes, I would like to appreciate the DGs who are here for roads, from the roads authorities. Can see Engineer Keynote, Kura, and there is also Engineer Kadia here, Kera. Engineer Ndungu, please come on board.
Sorry, Chief Guest, this microphone, the way it's positioned, is blocking, I think, the cameras. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. The Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Roads and Transport, David Chirchir, the Principal Secretary, State Department of Roads. We were expecting some guests from the ADB who funded this program. Unfortunately, they could not make it. Esteemed members of the National Steering Committee, members of the TTF, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning again. It is both an honor and a great privilege to welcome you all to this landmark occasion, the official launch of the updated road design manuals and standard specifications for roads and bridges. Today, we celebrate not just the completion of a technical exercise, but the beginning of a new chapter in Kenya's journey towards world-class road infrastructure. This achievement stands on the foundation of a clear national mandate where the Constitution of Kenya assigns to the national government through the Ministry of Roads and Transport, State Department of Roads, the function of setting standards for construction and maintenance of all public roads. It is in this spirit that the Ministry of Roads and Transport, through its State Department, initiated this transformative assignment anchored in policy, guided by professionalism, and delivered through robust partnerships. Allow me, Chief Guest, to thank the African Development Bank for their generous funding and commitment to this consultancy. Your investment in Kenya's infrastructure standards is an investment in safety, resilience, and economic growth. Through your commitment, we have not only reviewed obsolete documents developed in the 1970s and 1980s, but also developed modern climate-responsive, technology-aligned roads design manuals that meet Kenya's evolving needs. This consultancy was not just a technical exercise, it was a mission to modernize Kenya's road design and construction standards, which had remained unchanged for many, many decades. And through this assignment, we have delivered a suite of updated manuals and specifications that will serve not only as technical references, but also as instruments for better planning, safer roads, sustainable infrastructure, and value for public investments. The objective of this assignment were ambitious and clear: to review and update existing pavement and structural design manuals, to finalize drafts from previous efforts under the European Union funding, and to establish a clear coding and structural system for all manuals and specifications, and to integrate climate change considerations, modern technologies, and emerging transport trends. And finally, to train and disseminate these standards nationwide. And CS, this project has delivered on all those objectives. I would like to specially acknowledge our technical administrators, Engineer James Kongo for highways and structures, Engineer Stephen Koge, who retired and was succeeded by Engineer Joachim Barwa, for their strategic oversight, coordination, and technical direction that ensured that the review process adhered to the highest standards. I also commend the 16 members of the technical task force whose expert reviews and policy guidance have been instrumental throughout this complex process. These manuals reflect thousands of hours of technical deliberations, structured workshops, and rigorous consultations across all key agencies and roads stakeholders. Allow me, CS, to take a moment to introduce the team that coordinated this work from Kenya, and I believe they are in-house, so as I read your name, you could be upstanding just for a moment. Engineer Gatito, Engineer Victoria Okumu, Engineer Isaiah Onsongo, Engineer Clarence Karot, Howard Ashudu, our MC, and among others, Naomi Njoki, Shipra Mibei, Martelong Moses, and Rose Rahabu Ajohi. And CS, this is the team that led on a day-to-day basis the management of this consultancy, and today we can witness the success. Thank you very much. You may be seated. As the contracting authority, Kenya provided strategic and logistical coordination throughout the project. Our project coordination team worked closely with the consultant, the ministry, and stakeholders to ensure adherence to timelines, scope, and quality expectations. As the employer's representative, coordination responsibilities extended beyond the technical aspects and included convening of kick-off sessions, technical meetings, stakeholder workshops, maintaining liaison with technical administrators, the National Steering Committee, and the consultant TRL, so that we could achieve what we have achieved today within the contractual timelines. The team also ensured that the consultant deliverables from review reports to final manuscripts were submitted, reviewed, and processed on time. They facilitated stakeholder participation as required by our Constitution and also managed the liaison with the Africa Development Bank, who funded this exercise. This coordination role was both demanding and fulfilling, but due to the unwavering focus on the bigger picture, the quality standards that serve the current and future generations are embedded in the documents that we are launching today. This initiative of reviewing our manuals has brought together a rich network of stakeholders, and over the course of our stakeholder forums, we received valuable inputs from the road agencies, development partners, policy and regulatory organizations, professional bodies. I've seen IEK is here, counties and cities, engineering professionals, and also the academia. I understand we have a number of universities in the house. Among also other bodies like Kenya Association of Manufacturers, they had their input. And this collaboration exemplifies the spirit of inclusivity and shared ownership that underpins our infrastructure agenda. I also wish to commend the National Steering Committee led by our peers for the exceptional leadership throughout the consultancy and providing strategic direction, validated key deliverables, and ensured alignment with priorities, with national priorities playing a pivotal role in guiding this project from the inception to adoption. We also recognize TRL and deeply appreciate your contribution as a lead consultant. Your global expertise was instrumental in shaping these deliverables. TRL assembled a team of renowned experts drawn from across the globe, covering key domains such as pavement engineering, geotechnics, hydrology, highway structures, and traffic systems. And your commitment, despite logistical and technical challenges, helped ensure these manuals meet both international benchmarks and local contexts. So we thank you, TRL. I am proud, Chief Guest, to state that we have 21 updated manuals and specifications. The first one is on topographic and traffic surveys and geometric design. Number 2, we have hydrology and drainage. Number 3, we have ground investigations, materials testing, pavement, foundation, and design, both flexible and rigid. Number 4, we have bridge and culvert design and retaining and reinforced field structures. Number 5, we have the pavement condition survey. Number 6, we have a manual on road markings, traffic signs, and signals. We also have the standard specification for roads and bridges, which includes the bills of quantities and typical drawings. We also have an addition on road safety audit procedures, and this is a new one. We did not have this in the old manuals. These manuals see us incorporate emerging best practices covering areas such as rigid pavements, the signals, and the structures, and also include climate adaptation. These updates reflect not only technological advancements, but also a bold leap towards data-driven road asset management, inclusive planning, and sustainability. We also plan to have these manuals disseminated. We want people to understand them so that they can use them in the designs. And we have planned a dissemination workshop in Nairobi from the 16th to 18th June. And this will provide an opportunity for the authors of the manuals to give an overview of the manuals and to highlight the differences between the updated manuals and the old manuals. And this will be followed with the training of trainers to build local capacity to train and disseminate the manuals to the rest of the engineering fraternity. Training workshops, CS, will be held across Kenya, Nairobi, Mombasa, Eldoret, Nakuru, Kisumu, Nyeri. And our target is to train at least 600 practitioners across the road sector. This achievement of having come up with these manuals must be seen as a foundation. And as we launch these manuals, I urge ourselves as a ministry to facilitate the development of complementary guides, road notes, planning tools as part of a broader ecosystem for standards. And the private sector, consultant contractors, technology providers, to provide uptake and apply these manuals in the planning and execution of projects. And for the agencies and my professional colleagues, we align project designs and supervision with these updated manuals. In closing, allow me to thank each one of us. What began as a technical aspiration, it has been said here, it has taken about 20 years to get this done. What started as a technical aspiration is now a national asset. The updated road design manuals and specifications will elevate our engineering practice, reduce life cycle costs, and above all, ensure safer, more resilient roads for all Kenyans. Let us proceed with dedication to implement, to train, and monitor, and ensure these standards live beyond the shelves and into every design, every contract, and every project site. I thank you, and God bless you. Apologies, CS, to come back, but one of our board members is in the house. Dr. Mwale, maybe you could just stand up and wave. Thank you very much. Barua.
Thank you, Engineer Ndung, for the presentation. Chief guest, I think the TTF members here, with their chairman here, I think I'll ask for them to stand to be appreciated by the team. TTF members, please. Thank you. These are our members who did a lot of the technical work. They have burnt midnight oil through the leadership of our CS, Engineer Mbugua. Thank you very much. Now I'll also ask the team from materials to be upstanding, to be appreciated, our members. So thank you very much. This is a team from materials who have been involved in the pavement materials and pavement part of the manual. So thank you. With that, I will start my short speech before inviting our PS for give us his words of wisdom. So, ladies and gentlemen, all invited guests, it is a great honor and privilege to address you today on this historic occasion for the launch of the updated road design manuals and the standard specifications. I stand here in the capacity on materials, pavement design, and the standard specifications, and also on behalf of the chief guests, the chief engineer roads, the technical administrator, and the custodian of the manuals for planning, geometric design, bridges, operations, and maintenance. This event is a culmination of years of rigorous technical reviews, stakeholder engagements, and collaborative commitment. Most notably, it represents the end of a long journey that began with manuals dating back to 1986 and 1987. Some of which have remained in draft form for decades. Today, I'm pleased to confirm that we have successfully brought together and concluded all the pending manuals under this review, except those in project appraisal and retaining structures, which will, I think will be concluded in due course. I may ask, why did we do this update? So the world of infrastructure has evolved significantly over the past 4 decades. Advances in material science, climate resilience design, innovative construction technologies, and digital tools have transformed how we approach road projects. Our manuals, therefore, require updating to align with the current and emerging trends. There was also a need to consolidate our manuals into respective thematic areas in the project cycles. The ministry provided the necessary support and the leadership for the delivery of 19 manuals. Those are the ones, I know the DG has said about 22, but there are about 2 which are in draft form. They could not be completed because it became, it under other costs, and the consultant felt, or it was decided by the NSC that it is out of, the way we wanted it done could not be completed because it was getting out of scope. So we have some in draft, 2 in draft form. And the 2 final drafts through NDB funding, sorry, let me repeat this. The ministry provided the necessary support and leadership for delivery of the 19 updated manuals and the 2 final drafts through AFD funding and the 2 bridges condition survey and maintenance manuals and the JICA funded program. Finalization of the outstanding manuals and the provision of capacity building will provide a holistic approach to drones development and enhance efficiency in the transport sector at both national and the county governments. The manuals being launched today therefore span the entire project cycle and cover procedures and standards, network and project planning, project appraisal, road design, works and services contracts, roads construction, road asset management, road operation and monitoring and evaluation, all in a number of parts. They provide an easy to follow, step-by-step approach for each cycle that will improve consistency, clarity and quality in project implementation. This achievement is the product of intensive multi-stakeholder collaboration. I extend a sincere appreciation to the technical task force, whose expertise and commitment ensured a robust, inclusive, and future-ready set of manuals. We also acknowledge the vital contributions of consultants, engineers in the ministry and the roads authorities, academic experts, and our partners in both public and private sectors. To our county governments represented here, your role in implementing these standards at the grassroots level will be crucial. We are proud that the revised manuals provide tools that are scalable, inclusive, and adaptable to both urban and the rural environment. And the purview of the Chief Engineer roads, the updated manuals bring together a full suite of manuals that cover the entire road development process. These include policy and feasibility planning manuals that will guide early decision-making and the project prioritization. The highway geometric design manuals have also been updated to align with the current safety and capacity needs, and now includes improved drainage manuals for better climate resilience. Additionally, the updated bridge design manuals now reflect new technologies and international structural standards, incorporating Eurocons and global best practices. It is noteworthy that through JICA support, bridge maintenance manual will also be instrumental in the life cycle of constructed bridges. Pieced together with the manuals are also practical tools to support consistency and accountability in project management and execution through manuals on contract management, updated bills of quantities, and the standardized structural drawings. Finally, the new operation and maintenance manuals will provide. Together, these manuals form a complete modern toolkit for planning, designing, building, and maintaining roads across the country. As Chief Engineer Materials particularly, I take a special pride in the fact that the materials and the pavement design manuals have thoroughly been reviewed to reflect sustainability, durability, cost efficiency, and local resources optimization. The manuals introduce new guidance on materials testing, performance specifications, pavement design aligned with evolving traffic patterns, axle loads, and climate resilience. These manuals will help engineers make informed decisions on appropriate technologies, environmentally sound practices, and context-sensitive designs. The work does not end with this launch. We are now moving into a critical phase of national sensitization, training, and capacity building. And as the DG mentioned, we will have a 3-day training, the initial 3-day training from Monday 16th to 18th. You are all welcome. We will be working closely with the professional bodies, development partners, and academic institutions to ensure that these manuals are well understood, applied effectively, and institutionalized across the transport sector. We all urge practitioners, engineers, supervisors, and contractors to embrace these tools as part of our shared vision to transform infrastructure and delivery in the country. And let me thank both the national and county governments, our CS, the Principal Secretary, and all the other Principal Secretaries who are involved, and the Director Generals of all the roads authorities, that is KENA, KERA, KURA, KRB, KWS, for your leadership and unwavering support of technical excellence. We will continuously be updating these manuals to keep pace with innovation and best practices. The manuals on project appraisal and retaining structures, once finalized, will complete the sets. They will be prioritized and will be concluded within no time. So ladies and gentlemen, this is more than a launch. It is a new chapter. A chapter of modern standards, technical clarity, and accountability. A chapter where engineers lead with professionalism, where contractors build with quality, and where governments, both national and county, work together to deliver infrastructure that serves generations to come. So let us now go forth with renewed energy, purpose, and a shared commitment to building a safer, stronger, and smarter road network for our great nation. Thank you, and may God bless Kenya. So, sir, our chief guest, I'm representing Chief Engineer Rons also, and we had a team. I've remembered, I forgot to mention the team from the Chief Engineer's Rons. Chief Engineer Rons, yeah, the team, they are behind you. And apologies from the Chief Engineer Rons, he's out of the country. He could not make it, but we have carried out the work together. So thank you, you may have a seat. So I think with that, let me take this opportunity to invite our PS to guide us and give us his words of wisdom. Karibu PS.
Is it in order? Is it okay there? Okay. Our chief guest, who is also our cabinet secretary, Honorable David Chirchir, allow me to recognize both present and absent. The Chief Executive Officer, African Development Bank, Kenya Country Office, Head of Cooperation, the European Union, Delegation to the Republic of Kenya, Chief Executive Officer, the World Bank Group, Kenya Country Office, Senior Representative of JICA Kenya Office. Appreciate also the TLL Technical Task Force led by Engineer Karanja, who represented his boss, who was absent. The Chair of TTF, Engineer David Maganda. The State Department for Roads staff, led by Engineer Kemeri, the Road Secretary. The DGs for Kenha, Kera, Kura, and our Materials Department. Representative of the Council of Governors, representative of the county governments, cities and municipalities, professional associations, transport association, manufacturers associations, engineering colleges, policy formulation state departments and agencies, professional regulatory agencies, national roads agencies, and all distinguished guests present. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Ministry of Road and specifically the State Department of Roads, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this launch of the updated Road Designers Manual, the RDMs, and the Standard Specifications for Roads and Bridge Construction, SRBC. This event marks, like Engineer Baru has said and all the other engineers, marks a defining moment in the evolution of the road infrastructure development in Kenya, a moment that signals our collective commitments to building a modern, efficient, safe and sustainable road network that meets the needs of present and future generations. Our Cabinet Secretary, the journey of reviewing and updating the RDMs and SRBC we are launching today commenced in August 2021 with a consultancy contract to TRL Limited, UK, by the ministry through Kenha, who was the project coordinator. The objective of the exercise was to review and update the Kenya Road Designers Manual and specifications, some of which had remained in draft form for decades. Mentioning our Cabinet Secretary and Engineer Baru has said, some of these drafts are dated as much as 1987, which is about almost 40 years. They were in draft until this time when Kenha gave this consultancy an opportunity to work on them. The objective of the exercise was to review and update the Kenya Roads Designers Manual and specifications, some of which had remained in the draft form for decades, by incorporating best practices, climate adaptation, and recent technologies to enable cost-effective and efficient implementation of road development and maintenance projects. Our chief guest, the previous road designers manuals and standards were developed in the mid-1980s and served our country well during the early phases of our growth and expansion. However, over time, some aspects of these manuals became outdated, while some remained in draft form for decades. Through a comprehensive review process, we have addressed the long-standing gaps by finalizing and validating all previously pending manuals, incorporating modern best practices and technologies, and aligning our manuals with the current national and international standards. The reviewed manual represents more than just technical documents. They are strategic instruments for transforming our road sector. Some manuals, including project appraisal and retaining structures design manuals, have, however, been finalized. The progress achieved thus far form a strong foundation upon which we will complete all the final pieces of our manuals. Our chief guest, the enormous task of the review and updating of the manuals required a concerted effort from all the stakeholders to be realized. To this end, the oversight structure for the project comprised the National Steering Committee, which I chaired, the technical administrators, the chief engineer materials, and the chief engineer roads, and the dedicated staff engineers with vast experience in the road sector appointed by the Cabinet Secretary in December 2021. The rigorous task undertaken by this distinguished team, together with the consultant, to deliver the manuals we are launching today was multi-staged and involved preliminary review manuals, development of manuals and coding structures of new RDMs and SLBC, organization of the first stakeholders workshop, collaboration and incorporation of the comments, final review of the existing manuals, preparation of the first and second draft manuals, second stakeholders workshop, preparation of the final draft manuals, publishing and printing of the final RDMs and SLBs, launch of the updated RDMs and SLBC, disseminations and project completion. Our chief guest, in line with our constitution and to make the review process all-inclusive, public participation and stakeholder engagement were undertaken. As I have for 2022 at the KICC Nairobi, and the second stakeholders workshop in August 2023 at the Bomas of Kenya. Our chief guest, as part of the review process, the State Department, through the project coordinator, facilitated 2 retreats for engineers in the ministry and roads authorities, and 1 in Mombasa in November 2023. And another one in Naivasha in February 2024, to review the draft and final draft manuals following incorporation of the comments from the stakeholders. Comments from the retreats were also incorporated in the final RDMs and SLBC. And to the success of the manuals, I appreciate all the stakeholders who participated. These manuals are now our corrective tool and responsibility. Let us commit to disseminating them widely across government agencies and counties, embedding them in teaching curriculum at engineering colleges and universities, applying them rigorously in project planning, design, supervision, and implementation, and reviewing and updating them regularly to remain responsive to changes that befalls us. Our chief guest, I take this opportunity to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our development partners, the AFD, and the funded Isebania Kisii Hello Road Project. The ministry was able to procure the consultant services that drove the review and updating process forward to conclusion. The European Union, EU, for the support rendered in the initial stages of the review dating back to 2009. The Japanese International Corporation, JICA, currently facilitating the ongoing development of the bridge inspection and repair manuals under the strengthening of capacity development on bridge management systems in the Republic of Kenya. The World Bank for its continued contribution towards the development of the road infrastructure and capacity building. The oversight team comprising the National Steering Committee, the technical administrators, the project oversight team comprising of the National Steering Committee, the technical administrators, the project coordinator, and the technical task force for their consistent effort throughout this contract period to ensure the successful completion of the reviewing, updating process of RDMs and SRDMs. In conclusion, our chief guest and our able cabinet secretary, let today mark the beginning of a new chapter in Kenya's road infrastructure development, one defined by professionalism, innovation, and standards that reflects both our aspirations and our realities. It is now my great honor and privilege to join hands with all of us in the room. We rise and invite our CS for his remarks. And so may God bless you. Karibu, our chief guest. Karibu, our chief guest.
Good afternoon again. We can have good afternoon. We may sit down. Thank you. Our PS Roads, Engineer Joseph Mbogwa, is that too soon, or it's meant to be part of the ceremony? Our PS Roads, Engineer Joseph Mbogwa. Let me also acknowledge the PSs who have not been able to attend, because I think they'll basically take advantage of this Kenya Roads Manual we're launching today. The Chief Executive Officer, Africa Development Bank, who has also not been able to attend. The head of cooperation of the European Union delegation to the Republic of Kenya, who has also not been able to attend. And the Chief Executive of World Bank Group Kenya Country Office, who has also not been able to attend. Just to mention and really acknowledge the support that they have given us, but more importantly, the representatives of the Council of Governors, county governments, professional association, transport associations, manufacturers association present here today, engineering colleges, policy formulation state departments and agencies, professional regulatory agencies, and national road agencies, of course, all the professional technical teams present here today, led by the DGs. I've just seen DG KRB, the DGs present, Kungu, Silas Kinoti and Kandie, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. Let me say it gives me great pleasure to be really present here today as the engineering fraternity come together to launch this handbook that will guide us in doing the business that we ought to do and do well for this country. And therefore, it really gives me great pleasure to stand before you today as we make a significant milestone in Kenya's infrastructure journey, particularly the road subsector. I wish to profoundly thank you and the teams that have been recognized for getting time to attend this momentous occasion so that we can together celebrate the launch of these new manuals. The new manual and specifications have been developed by the ministry pursuant to the 4th schedule of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which assigns the national government the function and powers of setting standards for the construction and maintenance of all public roads, including those under the county government. The first generation of road design manuals have been in use for more than 35 years. These manuals, though they served us well, needed to evolve to address emerging challenges such as impact of climate change, need for enhanced road safety, growing demand for non-motorized transport, facilities, and rapid advancements in construction technologies and materials. The second generation and the road manuals we are launching today incorporates international best practices and reflects Kenya's diverse geographical conditions and urban landscapes, climate adaptation, and technological advancement to enable provision of road infrastructure that is safe, secure, and efficient. Ladies and gentlemen, under the Kenya Vision 2030 long-term plan, infrastructure expansion and modernization are among the foundation for realization of the economic, social, and political transformation of Kenya into a rapidly industrializing middle-income country. The plan envisages an integrated, safe, and efficient transport and communication infrastructure network consisting of road, railways, ports, airports, waterways, and telecommunication infrastructure. The first 5 years are midterm plans under the Vision 2030 from 2008 to 2022 targeted construction of 1,950 kilometers, then 5,500 kilometers, and 10,000 kilometers of new paved roads under MTP 1, 2, 3, respectively, totaling to 17,450 kilometers, 17,450 kilometers. This was a massive infrastructure development program intended to double the paved roads network in 10 years compared to 8,600 kilometers developed from independence in 1963 to the year 2008. The implementation of midterm 3 came to an end on 30th June 2023, ushering the implementation of the fourth-term plan, which is aligned with the aspiration of Kenya's 2030 vision and the Kenya Kwanza government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which is geared towards economic turnaround through value chain approach. BITA has targeted sectors with the highest impact to drive economic recovery and growth. This will be achieved through bringing down the cost of living, eradicating hunger, provision of decent and affordable housing, creating jobs, expanding the tax base, improving foreign exchange balances, and inclusive growth. BITA ensures rational resource allocation by eliminating wastage of resources occasioned by duplication, overlaps, fragmentation, and ineffective coordination in the implementation of programs and projects. Ladies and gentlemen, roads are more than just paved services. They are lifelines that connect people to opportunities, linking farmers to markets, students to schools, patients to hospitals, and goods to global trade routes. A well-designed road is not just an engineering marvel and transport facility. It's a channel for equity, efficiency, and aspiration. With these updated manuals, we are equipping engineers and professionals with tools to deliver roads that are safe for children and pedestrians, friendly to cyclists, resilient to extreme weather, and cost-effective to build and maintain. This, therefore, is a transformative step forward for every Kenyan, whether urban and rural, motorized and non-motorized, able-bodied and vulnerable. Ladies and gentlemen, today we turn a new chapter. The updated manuals and specifications represent years of research, technical collaboration and consultations, stakeholders' engagement, and support from development partners. This achievement would not have been possible without the dedicated efforts of many institutions and individuals, and I therefore wish to express very deep appreciations to the Africa Development Bank and the European Union for their continued financial and technical support. The review process initiated in the year 2009 has been mentioned by the PS, has been implemented under the AFD-funded Isabania-Kisia Ahero Road Rehabilitation Project, which included this component, and equally the JICA, or Japan International Cooperation Agency, for facilitating the ongoing development of the breach inspection and repair manual under the Breach Management System Initiative. Equally, the World Bank for its continued contribution to infrastructure development and institutional capacity building, including the establishment of the road authorities. I also wish to thank the National Steering Committee, the National Task Force Chief Engineers and Materials, who are the two dedicated technical administrators, the Kenya National Highways Authority for effective procurement and project coordination, and the Transport Research Laboratory UK for their expert service. Let me finally also thank the many stakeholders, the county government representatives, professional bodies, academic institutions, and practitioners who offered invaluable insights during the workshop and consultations. Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch this manual today, I urge every stakeholder, engineers, planners, contractors, instructors, and regulators to embrace, adopt, and apply them. Let us not allow them to just sit in our shelves. Let us teach them in our colleges, integrate them in our designs, and enforce them in our field work, whether on national highway or a county road. I just want to really acknowledge what I've heard, that the time the manuals have taken to develop will be really not doing justice if we don't take these manuals out there, train ourselves, train the users, and I'm happy to really note the implementation programs that basically seeks to institutionalize these manuals by getting a program out there to train us and train everybody to be able to appreciate why it's important to really employ these manuals and then basically appreciate the standards in the way we build our roads, keeping them cost effective, ensuring value for money. If you over-design a road, it becomes too expensive. If you under-design and use wrong materials, even the budgets, given the budgets that are there, we could afford to build one beautiful looking road like I was just thinking about, as you guys talked through these manuals, the learnings that have gone through the time which has taken us to develop these manuals in MTP1, MTP2, and MTP3, where we developed the low-volume seal roads. And I think this has given us opportunities to test and really put into practice some of the things that are going to these manuals in terms of how do we really manage costs as we build some of the cost-effective designed roads that would still address the challenges and mitigate the environmental challenges, including the weight that as we open a new road, we tend to get new traffic coming in, which were not designed for those roads, and therefore run the kind of challenges that we've run with our low-volume seal roads. And I want to believe a lot of that has gone into the designs, including management of the roads, so that as soon as we build, we do not allow the paved roads to be subjected to the conditions or the weights that were not designed for. So I really think that even though we've taken time to develop this manual, there have been lessons learned over the period when we've developed and doubled the paved roads in Kenya, and therefore we should be able to see how best to employ these manuals today. And therefore, as you go out there to train the rest of the Kenyans to employ these manuals, I really want to congratulate you for the for the job well done. I'm aware also that the manuals review and updating process is not fully concluded, like has also been mentioned, and there are some pending manuals which I want to confirm that whatever is pending, Bwana PS, let's give support so that we complete that work properly. I don't think the funding requirement that engineer was struggling to mention why they have not finished should be a challenge. Let's complete that work properly. Let me also say that really we recognize and acknowledge the work being done in developing the kind of infrastructure in the kilometers that have been talked about, the kind of asset investment in this asset in roads network that has gone into building the infrastructure and opening the country today, so that when you fly over some of the areas of Kenya, the road network has really transformed the way we move people and goods to markets and people-to-people interaction in building the various dual carriageways or even the now expressway and the various expressways that are designed to be built as we work to develop Ronimau Summit. I think there's a team currently on some retreat looking at the initial submitted concession documents for those concessionaires who wish to build Ronimau Summit. We know we are working on the Nairobi, Mombasa, Dualing through Ushahihi and so on and so forth. But I really want to acknowledge the work, the great work you, the engineers, are doing, even as we, as late as Thursday, face the challenge where sections of RMLF Rashid have been declared unconstitutional, and we need to work quickly together. This is partly why we came a bit late. We were just trying to address ourselves to that section 6 of RMLF Act, which has been declared unconstitutional, and that is the section which talks to sharing about 50% of the resources which goes into maintaining and building some of our roads today. You know, RMLF does contribute about, 80 billion Kenya shillings annually that goes into maintaining our road networks. And to the extent that section is being declared unconstitutional, we are consulting very quickly, very widely, to see how to unlock that challenge and align RMLF in line with Schedule 4 of the Constitution to ensure that we do not lag behind in releasing the funds that we collect almost on a weekly basis through the RMLF or the petroleum levy that then allows us to maintain our roads. So we'll be working very quickly to resolve that challenge, get a legal interpretation of that ruling that we got on Thursday, and how quickly we can reconstitute Section 6 to allow us to be able to share that piece of revenue from RMLF and allow you guys to maintain our roads in that sharing formula that has been declared must include county governments as spoken for by the Constitution. But we'll be seeking counsel or lawyers' interpretation to be able to quickly resolve that and make sure that the revenues we receive on weekly basis, as every ship docks in Mombasa with 80 million KT of petroleum products, that revenue is available to you to use. So how quickly Bwana PS and the DGs in the House, particularly Rashid, we need to resolve that challenge quickly, reconstitute Section 6 of RMLF, and ensure that we are able to disperse that money to maintain our roads. At a time like now when we've come out of a rainy period, we need to be able to support our roads financially to ensure that we do not get the foundations of our road totally destroyed because of lack of maintenance. I think the ardent saying that a stitch in time saves 9 is equally very important to the road sector, that if we allow our substructures to be destroyed, then it becomes really expensive to maintain those roads. So let me again congratulate those of us who spent the last 15 years to develop these manuals, the lessons that we've learned and included in the manuals as we work together to finalize, to be able to launch these manuals today. It's now my distinct honor and privilege to officially launch the updated road design manual and standard specifications for the Republic of Kenya. And I really, really thank those of us who have worked on these manuals. And I want to confirm to you that as Minister for Roads and Transport, I'll endeavor to ensure that we do not only employ these manuals in the road sector, but across the board for the other thematic areas in housing and in all the other sectors that build infrastructure. I was just thinking loud that, you know, when we build a road and it collapses, it's not much news, because when it collapses, you just get a pothole or a sunken space. When we build a house and it collapses, it is big news. So I think it's important that we really employ and take cognizance of roads which collapse, because we really have not employed the kind of standards that we see in these manuals today. Even though it doesn't make much news when a road collapses as compared to when a house collapses, we've seen many sections of our roads really losing the fundamental substructures and collapsing and being a weak point in destroying or the destruction of the entire section of the road. So again, congratulations and well done for really giving us these updated road design manuals today. And I want to confirm that as you go out there to train the users, to train us on those 3 dates, we'll give you the necessary support and ensure that we employ standards and specifications as articulated in these manuals. I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bwana Chief Guest. I'll request you to stay back on the stage for a short while so that we do the ceremonies. And I will request these people to join us on stage. The PS, the DGs of the 3 parastatals and Kenya Roads Board, please join us on the stage. The Road Secretary, the TA, the TTF Chair, please join us on stage. The President ASEC and the President Institution of Engineers, please join us on stage. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. This side, DG. Okay, thank you. Bwana CS, this is the road design manual, the big one. We will be we will be awaiting for you to cut, and then you will just take it. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. A round of applause. We are now unveiling the Road Design Manual 2025. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We can continue the round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Road Design Manual 2025 is officially launched and history has been made in Kenya. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just before we go away, Chief Guest, again, I'll request to keep you behind for a couple of minutes. We have the team that helped to deliver this manual, the team of the Technical Task Force, and we have a small gift. Oh, sorry. Before we go to that, we have the manuals, the actual manuals, and we are going to distribute them to all of you so that we can stand here to display the manuals and take a good shot of the manuals. We can wait for the smoke to go down. We can stand back like this so that we just hold up the manual facing up, the right side facing forward. Okay. Director, could you please join us? We are still distributing the documents. Anyone who doesn't have the document? Okay. So we can just maybe to a count of 3 so that we hold them up really nicely and we get a good shot for the launch of the manual. We need one more manual here, please. Yes, the biggest of them all. Thank you. You have enough muscle, Director. Okay, thank you so much. 3, 2, 1, and we leave the manual. Yeah, just lift it up. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I'll request to remain with the chief guest and the assisting chief guest. And for the rest of the team, you can take your seats. We can pick the manual so that you do not carry burdens around. Okay, thank you so much. At this point, chief guest, allow me to invite a number of people that we would like. We have something small for them. So we would like you to help us to present the little gift to them. This basically is a key team. I will still need you around so that you assist your boss in doing this. So I'll be reading out names so that basically this is the list of the technical task force members and the TAs and the coordination team list. So we are going to go through it pretty quickly, and I have the 2 beautiful ladies to help us in doing this. I think I'll take a position on this other side so that when we call you, you can come in through that end and just receive your gift from the chief guest. We will be starting with Engineer Njuguna Gatitu. Engineer Njuguna Gatitu, Director, Planning, Research and Compliance, for the role of coordination of the team. Thank you so much. Sorry. Congratulations. A round of applause to him. Thank you so much. Quickly followed by Engineer Kungundungu, Director General, Kenya National Highways Authority. In this contract, Engineer Kungundungu was the employer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Engineer Kungundungu will be followed by Engineer Nicholas Musuni, a member of the Technical Task Force. And the people who spent sleepless nights to try and read through and ensure that the manual is as it's supposed to be. Engineer Nicholas Musuni Thank you so much for the great job that you put into this. Thank you. Engineer Nicholas Musuni will be followed by Engineer Daniel Sacho Cherono. Engineer Daniel Cherono, a member of the task force. Karibu sana. As Engineer Cherono comes, I'll be calling on Engineer Morris Ndeda to get set. Thank you so much, Engineer Cherono. Thank you. Thank you so much. Engineer Morris Ndeda. I think engineer, if there are people burning midnight oil, he burned like 6 midnight oils combined to read the manual and ensure that we are where we are. Thank you so much, Engineer Morris Ndeda. Now he's retired. He's a retired general. Thank you so much, and thank you for making time to be here. Next, I'll call on Engineer Charles Muriuki. Engineer Charles Muriuki, another retired general, a member of the Technical Task Force. Thank you. And the chief guest has really admired your gift. It looks special. Thank you so much. Engineer. Thank you, Engineer Charles Muriuki. The next person is also another Charles, Engineer Charles Obon, member of the Technical Task Force. Thank you so much, Engineer Obon. Thank you. A round of applause for Engineer Obon. Thank you, thank you. Next, we have Engineer Samuel Katindai, member of the Technical Task Force. Still a serving general. Karibu sana, Engineer Katindai. Yes, you can run. Thank you. Thank you so much. A round of applause for Engineer Katindai. Next, we have Engineer Fidelis Sakwa, the king of concrete. When we look left, right, and center, when we see concrete, we see him. Member of the Technical Task Force. He'll be followed by Engineer John Maina. If you're in the room, you can be coming, please. A round of applause for Engineer Fidelis Sakwa. Okay, Engineer John Maina, I've scanned around and I'm not able to see him, so I'll call Engineer Theo Wamba. I also looked around. I don't think I had seen Engineer Theo Wamba. So I'll proceed to Engineer Francis Kishaga, Professor. Again, I wasn't able to see him around, so we'll preserve the gifts for them. Engineer Rosemary Kungu, member of the Technical Task Force. If she was around, I would have also seen her, chief guest. Engineer Timothy Nyomboi, Daktari. I saw him around. Karibu sana. Karibu sana. I should be followed by Professor Sylvester Bodha, if he's in the house. Okay, thank you so much, Engineer Nyomboi. A round of applause for Dr. Nyomboi. Thank you so much for the work you put in. Engineer Tom Opio, I know he was following us online, so he's receiving the gift virtually, and the physical one will be delivered. Engineer Andrew Gitonga. Engineer Andrew Gitonga. Karibu sana. Thank you so much for the job you put in. We are nearing to the last one almost. Thank you so much. A good round of applause for Engineer Andrew Gitonga. And ladies and gentlemen, in the Technical Task Force now we have only one man standing. That is Engineer Maganda, who is the chair of the task force. Karibu sana engineer. Tutakupatia wakati, wewe ni retired general. Tembea polepole ukikuja. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A good round of applause for the task force chairman. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now, chief guest, before I release you, we have 3 special people also to honor and issue gifts. 2 of them, one we have received an apology, is not in. the Chief Engineer Roads. The second one, I've also not seen him, the retired Chief Engineer Materials, Engineer Stephen Kogi. So I'll ask Engineer Mbarwa to come and represent all the TAs, both the retired and the current one and himself, and receive his gift. Karibu sana, Engineer Joachim Mbarwa. And a good round of applause for Engineer Mbarwa. Thank you so much. We can take a better position so that we get a good shot of the technical administrator as he receives his award. Thank you. A good round of applause for the team. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chief Guest. You could now have a seat just for a minute. Thank you. Thank you so much. And a round of applause now for the Chief Guest. History has been made. And thank you, Chief Guest. You've been part of this history. We are only remaining with one or two things to do before we bring to a close the event today. That is going to be vote of thanks and a closing prayer. That means that when I leave this stage, I'll not come back again. But Chief Guest, I feel like I should make a request before I leave the stage on the line of vote of thanks. The people who participated in the road design manual, total number from the Secretariat to the National Steering Committee, are about 80, or thereabout, between 80 and 90, thereabout. We've heard about you so much. We've read about you. We've discussed you like small people discuss their bosses. We do always. But there's something that stands out about you, Chief Guest. In all the readings and the things we've heard about you. One thing that stands out about you is that you are an effective person. The things you touch, they succeed. I saw around and I saw media men here. They call you Mr. President's Mr. Fix-It. You can confirm from them, they're actually here. Took on evidence. Now, I've just been thinking, I want to make a request as the MC, just MC Chief Guest. Every year I see your counterpart in Interior, they submit 100 to 150 names to the head of state for recognition and national awards. We've made history here, and this history might never happen again in the history of the country. Sometimes I've had a chance to pick those people who have been honored and try to read the citations. Around 2020, I read a citation of someone who had been awarded with head of state commendation. It said he has been a teacher for 30 years. And I'll tell you something about the people you lead in this ministry, the engineers. They have one problem, a problem called self-censorship. They do many good things, and those things go unrecognized. Chief Guest, I wanted to make a request. That list of 80, 90, even if there are 100, could we have that entire list submitted to the committee that analyzes the national awards for the contribution to the history of this country? The small fish, the small ones can receive head of state commendation. The mbuta, medium weight like us, OGW, OGW, OGW. And then the heavyweights like kina engineer Gatitu, retired SK Kogi, chief engineer here, watafutie kitu mzito ile inatoshana na size yao. Before you came, I had told these people a story of the sideshows of the road design manual because I was there in the coordination team. There are some young ladies, two of them were standing here, I don't know where they've disappeared, and another one seated there. They were in the secretariat. They put in so many hours. Whenever we had Naomi in our team, Naomi is inside Kenya. In our department, when we have Naomi, we didn't need to diarize anything. She was like a walking diary. just moving around, reminding everybody what you're supposed to do. And today, chief guest, when I look at your face, it looks like you have approved the request. Your body language, your body language tells me that the request is granted. You know, if I give Naomi now directions and tell her that we need 80 names and citations, they'll be at DG's office by tomorrow, 6 p.m. with a forwarding letter to the ministry. But chief guest, I just want to make that humble request. Yeah, I know you can deliver. I have a lot of faith in you. If that can be delivered, we will have given a voice to these engineers to put it on record that this is a major contribution to the road sector in this country and to the country at large, to the future of roads in this country. And of course, something that will never be erased from history. At this point, I wish now to be allowed to invite the road secretary to come and now give the official vote of thanks. That was a request. Road secretary, karibu sana. Okay. I have one more announcement to make before I leave the stage, because I'll be leaving for good. There are those who have been asking about how they can access the manual. After this, now it's a manual. Once the CS has blessed it, you can now begin applying it mara moja. So if you want to access the manual, we'll be having a QR code has already gone live. You can scan that QR code. You'll be able to access the manual. You can also get it. We should be sharing. Yes, I can see everybody's already scanning the QR code. So the problem is already solved. You have access to the manual, the PDF version of it. Thank you so much. God bless you. After this, once the Road Secretary has given the vote of thanks, I think I'll be inviting Purity to give us a closing prayer, and we will be coming to the close of the event today. Thank you so much. Karibu sana, Bwana Road Secretary.
Our chief guest, Honorable Davis Chirchir, our PS, and allowed me to write on the existing protocols. My work is very simple. I am supposed to give to pass a vote of thanks. And Bwana CS, I want to start by thanking God, your whole, in terms of leading the ministry, and also being here today to launch the Road Designers Manual. Our PS,
najitolea daima Kenya, hakika ya bendera ni uthabiti wangu, nyeusi ya wananchi na nyekundu ni ya damu, kijani ni ya ardhi, nyeupe ya amani, daima mimi Mkenya, mwananchi mzalendo. Kwa uchungu na mateso, kwa vilio na huzuni, tulinyakuliwa uhuru na mashujaa wa zamani, hawakushtushwa na risasi au kufungwa gerezani, nia yao ukombozi, kuvunja pingu za ukoloni. Naishi na tumaini, najitolea daima Kenya, hakika ya bendera ni uthabiti wangu, nyeusi ya wananchi na nyekundu ni ya damu, kijani ni ya ardhi, nyeupe ya amani, daima mimi Mkenya, mwananchi mzalendo. Wajibu wetu ni kuishi kwa upendo, kutoka amani, kaskazini na kusini. Kijani ni ya ardhi, nyeupe ya amani. Daima mimi Mkenya, mwananchi mzalendo.